Well, good morning. This is Monday, May the 3rd, 2021. Have you noticed some of the trees are turning green? The grass is certainly green. Flowers are trying to stick their heads up through the soil. Light rain has been coming down. Spring flowers from April showers, which we've had quite a bit of. We continue this new daily broadcast series on time. Learn how to sense the right time to act, Ecclesiastes chapter 3. And let's do a concept about time. Let's try to understand this word that we use, so much during the day. I've got time for that. No, I don't have time for that. We use the word time a lot, and it's a vague concept in the sense that our understanding of time, it's a measurement between 2 points, 2 minutes, 2 hours, whatever, 2 days. And so let's take a look at the concept of time. The word time is used 775 times according to the New American Standard Bible, NASB. It might vary depending on your translation or paraphrase of the Bible that you use if you did a concordance search. The first mention of time is in Genesis chapter 4, verse 3, and the last mention of time is in Revelation 22:10. So you can see there's quite a number of books. There is quite a span of time where the word time would be used. Now, the Old Testament books most often use the word time are Genesis 36 times, Deuteronomy 35. Interesting, Daniel 35, but chapter 6 through the end of the book is prophetic, talking about future time. And then Jeremiah, 42 times the word is mentioned. The New Testament book where the word is most often used is Matthew, 36 times, Luke 37, and Acts 44 times. Now, the Hebrew word means simply appointed time or timely. There is no secret meaning. There is no variation. Time is time. The Greek word means value or price or honor. Now, that is an interesting perspective. So in the Greek, when you come across the word, look at the context, it might indicate that something is being labeled with a value or a price or to esteem or honor. And time certainly can do that. We value something, we invest our time to. We honor people with time, so we can see how that relationship might be there. And then in Ecclesiastes 3, the first 8 verses of our text for the next, several days, probably 2 weeks of broadcasts, it's used 20 times in those 8 verses. 20 times in those 8 verses. Webster Dictionary records one meaning for time as an appointed, fixed, or customary moment or hour for something to begin, to happen, or to end. Another meaning that they associate to this word is an opportune or suitable moment. And we can understand that. We can grasp that. You arrange a surprise birthday party. It's a suitable moment for that time when the guest of honor will arrive and everybody pops out from hiding behind something and yells, "Surprise!" But time is different in cultures. The concept of time is different in cultures. We live by the minute and by the hour, by the day, by the week, by the month, by the year. We are really shackled by time in our lives. Oh, I'm running late. Oh, I have an appointment at 11 o'clock. In other cultures, time is like the wind that blows. For example, when we were doing some missionary work with the Choctaw Indians down in Oklahoma, their concept of time was quite different than the Westerners who were down there trying to share Christ. We would go through the little towns and villages and knock on each door, introduce ourselves, let them know that we would be down at their church. And service would begin at 7 o'clock or 6 o'clock or whatever it might be. Well, 7 o'clock comes, and the only people present was the pastor of the church and the handful of us who were down there on missions work. Come around 7:30 or so, people started to drift in. Oh, about 7:45, 10 to 8, they finally had everybody that they thought was going to come. Time was not a constriction for them. It didn't run their lives. Time and perspective. Like I said, we have time limits. Now is the time to buy this vehicle. Time is running out. If you don't do it now, you'll lose out. Time restrictions, bound by time. Now, what is the relationship of God to time? Here's a general timeline, 2000 BC up to where we are now and beyond. And here's God. How does he relate to time? Well, there's a word that is called transcendent. And that means God is outside of time. God is not bound by time. God is not restricted by time. God does not operate on a calendar. So, this is extremely important for us when our time schedule gets interrupted by events we were not expecting or planning for. We may be surprised by the timing of events that touch our lives, but God is never taken by surprise. Why? Because he's outside of time. Time does not affect God. And if you are his child, this is such a wonderful anchor for your soul to keep you steady when a hiccup comes into your little day timer or your scheduled day. It's not by surprise. In fact, some people I've heard that there are no interruptions in life, there are just new appointments. And that's a pretty fresh perspective to look at this, especially understanding that God is outside of time. So he is making an appointment for you. It's not an interruption. And an interruption is my perspective about time and my schedule and what I want to accomplish. It sounds kind of like me, and I'm the center of my universe. God, outside of time, says, I have an appointment for you. I have someone I want you to meet. I have a situation you need to care for. And this is for my glory and for your growth. Hope to see you next time, which is tomorrow. Thanks so much for starting and participating, I hope, in this journey about time.